My name is Avi Edelman, and on behalf of Multicultural Affairs, I am so honored to congratulate our 2020 Multicultural Affairs Graduation Cord recipients. Though this isn't the way we'd imagined celebrating you and honoring the multitude of ways you've pushed our campus to justice, we know that part of what has defined your leadership at Columbia has been your ability to meet the demands of the moment. Through this continuing uncertainty, we look to you and your vision to unlock the networks of solidarity and interdependence that will be needed to reorient what normal looks like once we're able to return to it. We're pleased to be able to share some words of appreciation from deans of students, as well as reflections from some of our honorees about their time at Columbia. To all of our graduation cord recipients, thank you for infusing our campus with liberation and light, with hope and healing, with joy and justice. Our hope as your journey continues is that you'll continue to be able to imagine a better world and ceaselessly pursue it. Keep rewriting narratives, building bridges, and unraveling complacencies. We know that the impacts you've had on Columbia are merely a preview of the contributions you'll continue to make towards building a more just world beyond our campus gates. Thank you and congratulations to the class of 2020.
Hi, I'm Kristen Crom, Dean of Undergraduate Student Life for Columbia College and Columbia Engineering. Today, I'm here to offer tribute especially to the 58 Columbia College and the 17 Columbia Engineering class of 2020 graduates who are being honored with a graduation cord from the Office of Multicultural Affairs within Undergraduate Student Life. Together with my colleagues across the schools, we recognize your tireless dedication, your compassionate pursuit of social justice and equity, and your care for our community and all the communities that you're a part of. May each of you continue to use your remarkable gifts and your powerful voices in service of others, especially those who have been historically underserved. For your individual and collective efforts to leave Columbia better than when you found it, I offer you heartfelt thanks. Graduates, all graduates, GS, CC, Cs, this was not the spring semester that any of us imagined. And I appreciate all of your thank yous and resilience and changing of plans. So until we see you in person, congratulations 2020.
Good afternoon, class of 2020. It is such an honor and privilege for me to be here with all of you and to thank you for all the work that you've done in partnership with the Multicultural Affairs Office. I am Marlon Dalva and I am the Dean of Students at the School of General Studies. I began at the school about 8 months ago, and I'm really happy to be here to congratulate all of our graduates and everyone who's participated in the work of the Multicultural Affairs Office. My team, particularly my student life team, has worked diligently alongside the Multicultural Affairs Office to promote social justice and equity and to celebrate the diversity of our students at the university and around the world. In this time, more than ever, is it important for us to keep focused on the significance and importance of our diversity and to celebrate it. As we learn again just recently of another killing of an innocent Black man, it is important that we stay focused in the work that we're doing, that we celebrate our diversity, but also recognize that in many times it's our diversity that challenges the world around us. And so I want to congratulate all of the students who have taken the time to work with this office to advance our social justice mission as a university and at the school. And all I want to express is a heartfelt thank you for the work that you've done and the work that you will continue to do. We must move forward. We must stand on the shoulders before us to lead in ways that are important for ourselves and for our future. So the class of 2020, thank you and continue to rise.
I I'm so grateful for my time in Columbia to have really introduced me to doing some great diversity and inclusion work. I got the chance of two really significant and meaningful experiences for me. The first was being an Under One Roof facilitator in 2018, and the second is following that for the past 2 years, working as a rooted facilitator, both under the Multicultural Affairs Office. And so both of these experiences have been so meaningful for me because I got the chance to, first of all, learn so much about how this work is created and facilitated, learn the skills of facilitation, and to build my own curriculum. Two really meaningful ones for me from Rooted were building one about the core curriculum and then one about careers and values, what that means to an average Columbia student, and basically providing spaces where Columbia students can talk about these kind of conversations in a very meaningful way, not to tick some boxes, but to actually further or at least build a space where people feel comfortable, included, and vulnerable enough to have these conversations in a way that means something to them. And I'm so glad I got to have that space for myself, very selfishly and personally, and then also a chance to build that for other people as well, has really grown and really been an integral part of my Columbia experience. And I'm so glad that I got the chance to do that. And of course, Rooted and Under One Roof both gave me great friendships and just great spaces to work within the office, with the facilitators that I worked with. And I'm always going to be grateful for that. So I'm really glad to have been a part of the Multicultural Affairs Office and to have done this amazing work. So thank you very much.
Hi everyone, I'm Nanette. I am one of the co-founders of the Columbia University Black Pre-Professional Society, and I'm also a former freshman chair and now senior advisor for the African Students Association. I'm just so thankful that I was able to be involved with these orgs because I think I definitely helped create a community for Black students on this campus, and these are spaces where you find your best friends, your mentors, and I just couldn't be more grateful to have had the experience working with those orgs.
My time at Columbia has been nothing short of incredible. Throughout these past 4 years, one important goal of mine was to push myself outside of my comfort zone every day. While some days were more challenging than others, by having this goal, I often found myself engaging in conversations and communities I typically would not find myself in before coming to college. While throughout the semester I would spend most of my time studying, almost every winter and spring break I participated in a Columbia Alternative Break program. Continuing these conversations outside the stressors of midterms and finals allowed me to fully immerse myself in these deep dialogues with people from this amazing community. These intellectual and emotional conversations not only helped me learn about other cultures and perspectives, but also made me question and confront many of my own central beliefs. I feel grateful and fortunate to have had all of these conversations, and I only hope to be able to continue seeking out communities like this one in the future. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm out here reflecting what I know about my experience at Columbia, and definitely early on I was able to find my family away from home in SoCal in Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and with the organization I was able to collaborate with a lot of other orgs on campus, including Sol, Alianza, Chicanx Caucus, GQ, to name a few. It was always great holding events which promoted, the Latinx identity and, making our presence known on campus. And, another community I also cared about a lot was ASP, which I was in as a student and later on as an RC. And, I appreciated being able to transmit my knowledge to the younger students and being able to teach them from my own mistakes. And, definitely, ASP and the community was one of the greater experiences I had at Columbia, and thank you. Congrats to the class of 2020.
During my last year at Columbia, I led the production of the first Columbia edition of the International Human Rights Art Festival, and this event was definitely a highlight of my time at Columbia because it demonstrated something that I wish to continue to promote along my career, which is the powerful intersection between human rights and the arts, and the impressive talent of student artists during the show and during the gallery exhibition, in painting, music, photography, sculptures, and many other disciplines really showed the powerful ways in which art can serve social justice and in which creativity can raise awareness about human rights violations.
Hi there, my name is Chibeli Hori and I'm a graduating senior from Columbia College. I majored in anthropology and Latin American and Caribbean studies. At Columbia, I spent my time working with the Multicultural Recruitment Committee and the nonprofit organization Matriculate. These two organizations work in the admissions process, specifically with underrepresented groups across the country. I made it my priority that when I arrived to Columbia, I would open the gates of these institutions to people like myself. It was something that I spent the last 4 years working towards to ensure that this message got across to students like myself, first-generation low-income students, immigrant students like myself, and women, to ensure that they knew that there was a place for them at a school like Columbia and other prestigious institutions. It is something that I am truly passionate about, and I hope that I can continue doing in the future.
Hey, I'm Sabina.
I'm Galen.
And we're both here to do our reflection.
Yeah, 4 years.
Yeah, we're in Pan-African House, where for the past 3 years I've been a house member, and I've also been a recruitment chair and LGBTQ outreach chair. Galen, you want to take it with your house?
Yeah, I was the RNQ house for 2019 to 2020, and I lived there 2018 to 2019 as well.
And we both have been involved in DSO. We both have been involved in Proud Colors since freshman year. I've been involved with QTAB.
I just did BSO and Proud Colors.
And
that was enough.
And that's enough. That was more than enough.
That was enough for me.
We're good. But the moments were meaningful for us because we got a chance to be with our community. We got to build relationships.
We got lots of friends.
Yeah.
Got to connect with administration. Made relationships outside of Columbia too.
Yeah. All in all, I think we're both going to remember our time here as a special time, even with the pandemic.
Yep.
And I think this is going to be a time we really track it back to the future.
I mean, like, that was a good time.
I had a good time.
The 4 years? Like, yeah, that was chaotic, but loved it.
I enjoyed it. It was fun.
You know, we had a pandemic.
Went out for drinks. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cute.
All right, that's it. That's all we have to say. Thank you.
From my volunteer work for the African Services Committee to the campaign that I have started on campus to prevent Rodney Reed from being executed, to this new platform that I have just launched with my friends called the Digital Abolitionists, I will say that this year has been a decisive year, which has not only reinforced my willingness to think about how to turn our societies into fair and just societies that do not systematically undermine minorities, but also to try and bring about this vision through concrete and direct action.
Hi everyone, my name is Pratik Sani, and over the past 4 years, I've had the privilege of being the president, treasurer, and a board member of Columbia's Hindu Students Organization. Coming from a background where there were not that many people who had similar upbringings as me, HSO has truly been a family for me at college. We've collectively worked hard to understand Hinduism through our weekly bhajans, which are prayer services, practice its teachings through service in the community, and celebrate its values during our famous Diwali, Navratri, and Holi celebrations. We've also worked with other religious groups on campus, including Ahimsa, Hillel, and MSA, to build bridges and perform important service work in our community. Thank you to HSO for helping me to develop what Hinduism means to me and seeing how I can use it to positively impact the world around me.
I am sending this video from campus, and I took off my mask just for a quick second to say, first of all, thank you to Multicultural Affairs for choosing me as a recipient of their graduation cord. And second, to very quickly mention 2 activities that I am very proud of that I have done here at Columbia. The first is my involvement in the Integrity Advisory Board, and the second is my involvement in the Romanian community on campus. And my wish is that the students that will come after me will continue the great work in both of these groups.
When I first got to Columbia, I immediately engaged myself in activities that would involve me giving back to the Hispanic community. And the reason why that's such a personal goal of mine is because when I was just a child, I moved from the Dominican Republic to the United States not knowing a single word of English. And frankly, to make me the person who I am today, there were so many people and mentors that helped me along that path and guided me. And I'm incredibly grateful for that to this day. And that's just something that now I want to do as well. You know, as being part of this community, I also want to give back to those who might be facing a language barrier, or who might have been in the same shoes as I was as a kid. So as an aspiring physician scientist, that's what I hope to do one day with my patients. And I'm happy that through my experiences at Columbia, through these resources that the school is able to provide me, through organizations such as the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers, I was able to partner with organizations such as IBM and HISPA, which stands for Hispanics Inspiring Students Performance and Achievement, to mentor young students who come from or who have a predominantly Hispanic origin and who share a similar background as I do. And so that experience was just incredibly meaningful to me, and I hope to do the same work after graduating.
Hi, my name is Taylor and I'm part of the class of 2020. I started out my time at Columbia in the QTPOC intersectional group Proud Colors. I was also a resident and community member of Columbia's Q House during my sophomore and junior years. Finally, the past year I was a fellow for Sankofa Tzedek, an alliance group between Black and Jewish communities. All of my community work was an important part of my Columbia experience because it allowed me to find my own home here and pave the space for people like me in the future. I am honored to receive these cords as a representation of my work at Columbia.
Hi, my name is Grant Pace, and my freshman year I worked on a CCSD proposal spearheaded by Brennan Mendez that ultimately led to the Stephen Donaldson Lounge, or the SDL, to be relocated from the basement of Fernald in what was formerly a supply closet to the first floor of Shapiro. And this project was really important for me because it is time for the queer and trans community to have the space and resources that they deserve.
Hello, my name is Julia Dewey Hewitt, and I'd like to share my story as a student parent. When I first started out at GS, I did not know a single other student parent here. I thought I was the only one, and I felt extremely out of place in a world where everybody else seemed to have followed a traditional path. During my time, I built up a community around student parents. I've worked to connect them with one another and with the resources that can help them to help them find their way, to be a part of the larger Columbia community. I hope my impact will have an effect past my time here. Thank you.
Hi everyone. The Columbia memory that I'll cherish the most is my time with Columbia University Black Pre-Professional Society. It was truly an amazing experience, and I enjoyed being able to connect students with recruiters and different mentorship opportunities. And really the most important part of the club was the fact that we were able to create a community on campus. And it was just an amazing experience. I love being able to work with such great board members, and getting to put together events with them was the icing on top of the cake. And I truly can't imagine my Columbia experience without these amazing group of people. And I can't wait to see where the club goes next.
Hi everyone, my advocacy journey at Columbia all started with the student organization of Latinxes when I was selected as their first year representative. I would then go on to become the co-chair of Latinx Heritage Month, as well as the president of the Questbridge chapter on campus. Because of my identity as a low-income Latina, I made sure to always highlight intersectionality throughout these positions. And now, as Columbia College Student Body President, I've continued to put low-income and POC issues at the forefront of our initiatives. And I wouldn't have been able to achieve this and win the Multicultural Affairs Cord if it wasn't for my family and friends, all their support, as well as the support of the undergraduate student life advisors, including Ileana, Josh Lucas, and Sixto. I'm eternally grateful to these people, as well as the student leaders that always challenge and inspire me to become the leader I am today. Congrats to the other awardees and also to the class of 2020.
As far as diversity and inclusion goes, I think the two big things that I've been involved with have been with the creation of Unsealed and with the creation of the Intercultural Dinner. So Unsealed is basically a magazine collaboration between pretty much every single Southeast Asian group on campus to help elevate Southeast Asian voices and artists of all kinds. And Intercultural Dinner was a dinner to bring together cultural groups that usually don't interface at all with one another. So, for example, the VSA alongside the Ethiopian Student Association, and to bond over food and to learn about other cultures over food, just because that's one of the best ways to share one's culture with one another. Both of these things have been so meaningful to me just because I think that oftentimes the understanding of Vietnamese culture and Vietnamese history is very skewed by how it's taught in history classes, and even within the Vietnamese population, we are very skewed in terms of who immigrated here after the war and who stayed, for example. And so I think it's so important to have these kinds of events where we can engage critically and meaningfully in order just to better empathize with one another, better understand each other, and continue to advance.
Thank you to all the communities on campus who have made Columbia feel like home, especially the Society of Women Engineers, American Society of Civil Engineers, and Columbia Japan Society. I love how everyone on this campus has such different interests, but that we all share the same level of passion about a certain something. I had never experienced such a strong community of women interested in STEM until coming to Columbia, and it has made such a significant impact. As president of SWE this past year, I've gotten to meet and work with such brilliant members. This network of motivated and supportive college students, faculty, professional engineers, and high schoolers who are interested in STEM is so powerful. I really look forward to continuing to build and be a part of this community as a Columbia alumna. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
As I look back on my 4 years at Columbia, I'm consistently floored by the empathy, compassion, and sense of justice that I've learned to cultivate in myself and I've learned from my peers. When I participated in Sankofa Tzedek, I not only gained a group of lifelong friends, but I also learned how to be a better person. I learned how to be a more compassionate and fully human person, and I could not be more grateful for that. So, Sankofa Tzedek 2019, thank you, and congratulations.
Hello, my name is Tony Woodsman Jr., and I am the Senior Chair of the Black Students Organization. I've been involved with inclusion, equity, and justice at Columbia University throughout my 4 years here. But being BSO Senior Chair has undoubtedly been the most demanding position I've held thus far. Between planning Black Grad and replanning virtual Black Grad, much of my senior year has been dedicated to making sure my classmates had the best senior year possible. This was important to me because for many Black students, these past 4 years have been both a challenge and a milestone. Graduating from Columbia is an amazing accomplishment for Black students that should be celebrated to the greatest extent possible. I ran for my position to further that goal, but I did not know that being senior chair, especially for the class of 2020, would teach me the best lessons about leadership and resilience that I've ever received. Thank you to my friends, family, and committee for supporting me, and thank you to Columbia University for this Multicultural Affairs Graduation Cord.
I am beyond grateful for the people at Columbia who inspired me to pursue my passions in advocacy and in taking charge in social justice initiatives. These have been some of my most formative experiences at Columbia and have been extremely meaningful and will stay with me forever. Some of these experiences include putting on workshops for the One Love Foundation, facilitating discussions on healthy versus unhealthy relationships, also raising funds for local health organizations through the Columbia Public Health Club, and engaging in extremely meaningful conversations about building solidarity between Black and Jewish communities through Sankofa Tzedek. One of my favorite memories includes putting together a series of lectures with my sibling, Lex, who uses they, them pronouns and is non-binary. These lectures were geared toward Greek life and with the goal of educating folks on the difference between gender identity, sex assigned at birth, and gender expression. This was the first of many times I've now engaged in LGBTQ+ advocacy, and it has become extremely important and central to my life. I look forward to pursuing it in my professional life when I start working in the healthcare sector in July. I can't wait to become part of the executive review group for LGBTQ+ folks.
Hi, my name is Young Jae, and I am so honored to be one of the recipients of the Multicultural Affairs Graduation Cords. Just to answer the question, I guess before I answer the question, I want to share a little bit about me. One thing that I would like to share is that I am deaf and hard of hearing. I grew up deaf and hard of hearing my entire life, well, practically my entire life, and that really shaped my experience, especially how I view conversations and listening to people. I told myself growing up, if I can't hear, I can at least listen. And this is something that is really important to me and really shaped the way I perceive conversation, interaction, and just being in a social environment where I'm listening to other people. So coming to a place like Columbia, I have been honored to listen to so many stories, so many great people speak about their background, and it has been such an honor. And nothing motivates me more than being able to listen to these stories. And that's something I really appreciate and is the hallmark of the Columbia experience. So I'm really grateful for that. And one way I was able to be part of the conversation at Columbia was being part of the Engineering Student Council as a senior class representative, along with preparing for a bunch of senior events. I was able to listen to so many great initiatives and listen to all these people speak about the goals and vision for the Columbia community, and it has been so inspiring. And it made me realize that I had a reason to come to Columbia to listen to all these beautiful stories. So yeah, thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Athena Abling and I'm a GS senior. I'm involved with FLIB as currently the outgoing vice president, which is First Gen Low Income Partnerships. I'm also involved with the Eric Holder Initiative and WKCR Univerosas, which is a show that really talks about the intersections of being First Gen Low Income and Latinx. I'm really grateful to have worked in these communities, and what this has meant to me is literally everything. I don't think I would have found my place in my home in Columbia University if I hadn't have had these communities. So I'm so grateful that these places and these spaces exist for people like me, and I hope they continue to grow and thrive and just go out into the world after graduation and become super successful. So congratulations to the class of 2020, and most especially first gen, low-income folks and Latinx folks.
So this year I got to be the president of the U.S. Military Veterans of Columbia University, one of the best student organizations you can be a part of on campus, in my opinion. We had some really awesome milestones this year. We had 60 events, which was a crazy amount of work for me and my team. I had a board of 8 other members who are just total rock stars who really dedicated their time to our student body. We tripled our membership up to 175 voting members, and elected a new board of mostly freshmen, actually. So I really feel like we got to reinvigorate our student population to want to be a part of veterans initiatives, the social conversations, the inclusivity that we're promoting on campus. We had some really awesome events this year, including one with ATAF where we screened the report and had some rock star guys come and talk to us about that. We also had Toys for Tots here on campus, and we expanded our Women Veterans Roundtable initiative with Dean Rosenmetch and heard from Lisa Carnoy, who's the chairwoman of the Board of Trustees here at Columbia and a partner at Alex Partners, and again, a total rock star. She just came in and shared some of her wisdom with us, so that was really, really incredible. There's been so many awesome things that have happened, and one of my biggest takeaways is just this theme of togetherness. There really wasn't a moment where I felt like I was alone. There were certainly moments where I wanted to have a heart attack and thought I might be, just from, general stress of being a student and then leading an incredible organization. But I always had my team. I had my awesome teammates. I had my incredible husband, Steven. I love you. You're super cute. And I had advisors. Whether it was studying for finals or building out an initiative or doing programming, whatever it was, I knew and know even now that there is someone there who can help me out, who I can bounce ideas off of, who make me a better thinker and a better doer and a better creator. And that's something that really came to life here at Columbia. I feel like here in this place, we've had the opportunity to not only have incredible ideas, but to actually see them come to fruition. We're enabled here like never before. And being a first-generation college student and a Marine as well, I think that's so special to be in a space like this where we get to do that. So yeah, it's been an incredible year. We also were able to get General Dunford, the former chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff, to be our guest speaker for the military ball that unfortunately got canceled due to coronavirus. And I really hope he's there next year. It's the biggest night. It's the biggest night for military members at Columbia. It's an incredible fundraiser for GS, and I really hope it happens next year because we put a lot of work into it. I just want to say thank you so much to my classmates and to the administration who believed in me, who let me believe in you, who helped us come this far. I know it's just the beginning of of more good things. So congratulations to all of you seniors who are graduating. I know it's not what we planned to go out like this, but let's be honest, we're just going to get out there and kick ass. So I don't know if I can say that, but we're going to do it. So congratulations and cheers to whatever we do next.